Hello Commanders, Pro-Tah-Zzioh back with a new video, and here we are again with an action-packed 2v2 battle in the map of the water barrier, and we're up against Donatic from Boss and Morgan from Dune. So here we go. So this is mainly gonna be a naval battle. As we can see, the map is split by a big sea. So usual opening, so we start with some barracks, the usual stuff, but we go with fast double shipyards since we want to get the advantage when it comes to collecting containers in the sea. This is a battle that's gonna last for an hour, but of course we've sped things up so that it's not gonna take too much time for you to view. Okay, so since the deltas are stronger than our caimans, they'll be able to secure those two big containers at the start of the game, so that's gonna give them the advantage when it comes to resources. So I rushed to an early alligator to fend those deltas off and made sure I have a platform or naval platform to be able to defend this against a probable early mass delta attack. So base development, nothing crazy as of the moment, just focusing on setting up defenses and upgrading buildings. So we also went for early dragonflies, so we'll be able to easily fight those Vikings off along with our alligators. So a few delta scouts, and as we can see, a Viking line is already in position just near my shoreline, so I immediately upgraded my second shipyard into level 2, so I'll be able to catch up into alligator production. My partner here is already or has already upgraded his shipyards into level 2 and is mass producing alligators. A little harassed from my dragonfly here. Okay, enemy is being forced to create anti-air towers. That's good, so that that's gonna take away some resources from either his development or unit production. So we have to have vision over the map here as well, so we'll know when an attack would come. And just like from one of my other videos, I am doing the same thing by placing my alligators just right in front of those naval platforms to increase the effectiveness of defending in the sea. So along with a few dragonflies, I should be able to fend off any kind of attack right now. Okay, upgrade to HQ4 for further base development, as well as have the ability to produce more units. So I now have a hero factory, so we're gonna try getting a Leviathan here. So early engagement, 15-minute mark, alligators are being massacred by those Vikings, but as we can see, my partner has been able to pierce through the southeast or southwest portion of the naval area, and we'll be able to pick off that Poseidon as well as that naval platform, so that when he attacks again, he'll have easy access to this area of the map. So alligators will of course be picked off, but the payout later on should be good. Okay, so we're still not going to contest that super container, given that we don't want to be out of position when Blue's Vikings moves on. So I already have level 2 hero factory, just waiting for it to reach level 4. Okay, so I try to kill the deltas off since they have the ability to attack any helicopters. Okay, so it was sad looking at that super container get taken by the enemy, but that's okay. We'll just try to catch up by using gold boost all the way. We'll use a few red boost here as well, but let's see. So my alligators are lined up pretty good. So enemies have Poseidons, which is gonna be pretty hard, so we help our partner here by sending off a few of our alligators and holding off the main enemy forces, while the rest of his fleet moves on to the area from last time. So he was able to score the hit on those shipyards, which is gonna delay the green player's production of any naval units. So we see the same happening here on my side. So an engagement here, I try to focus on the Poseidon since they outrange the naval platforms. Lesser Poseidons means lesser threat. Since we have a ton of naval platforms, the Vikings won't find it easy to attack our shoreline. Leviathan halfway through production now, so we should be able to see it in action shortly. So we still continue to produce more alligators to replace the ones we've lost, and we still focus fire on those Poseidons. So naval units are being pulled away from my area into the green player's area now, so that he'll be able to defend his partner's base. So these Poseidons are really tough. Takes my alligators a lot of time before they are able to sink one of those Poseidons. So green player is positioning some ground units here to attack my partner, but he already has that area well defended, so we're not gonna worry about that. Okay, green players now able to recover those naval platforms that got destroyed, but those torpedo platforms will be again destroyed by those alligators. Okay, a feeble attack here on the lower right hand corner by the green player, and all units will be pushed away. And here comes our Leviathan with the devastation skill. Wow. Okay, so the Leviathan's gonna do some work on that torpedo platform. All three cannons firing at the same time destroys the one that's under construction. We'll kill off that Viking and we'll score the hit on that torpedo platform. So blue player still produces a lot of naval units to try to pressure me on this side, but I have some spare alligators there that's going to, or that I am planning to use to maneuver at the back of the Viking line. But since the situation calls for it, we already mobilized them to engage these Vikings and we'll see that the enemy has more Poseidons. Leviathan goes down, but with a fight, and was able to assist in taking out that platform again. Okay, so Poseidon's, or the blue player's fleet, is being pulled away back into the green's area, or to block my partner's advances towards the green player's base. So I try to secure the container here, but the blue player doesn't want me to have that, and will kill off the alligator that was in that position. Okay. Alright. An intense battle here. Okay, a little bit of ceasefire. Nope. That Viking decides he wants to take a 3-hit punch on that alligator, and the alligator returns 2, and the dragonfly here keeps on poking away at that Viking's health. Okay, so we now have 3 shipyards that are producing alligators. Okay, another naval engagement. The Vikings trying to kill off my alligators as soon as possible, and my alligators are trying to get to those Poseidons. Who wants it more? Who wants it more? And as we can see, my partner also navigates his way to the back of the enemy line, and will be sending off some alligators at the very end of the map on the west. Okay, Vikings fighting off those alligators, and we have those dragonflies trying to help the alligators. So as we can see, blue player also has 3 shipyards, 1 producing a Poseidon and 2 producing Vikings. Okay, another devastation skill, scores a hit there on those 3 naval units, chipping those HPs away. You can see we only see 1 naval platform here on this side, so when the units fall, we should be able to take those shipyards easily, but the Vikings are not really giving an inch of water, but we are able to successfully reach the shipyard. We're gonna try to take one of those shipyards out. Good thing that its armor is not that much upgraded, so 2 alligators were able to take those out. Okay, so now it's Green's opportunity to help his partner, so he sends his fleet over here to the northern side, which will dispose of our alligators, but those alligators were able to score the hit on that shipyard, or one of the shipyards. So it looks like the blue player had 4 shipyards the whole time. That's why he had a pretty good ability to reproduce his units. So our Leviathan will destroy that shipyard in construction. That's okay that the Leviathan died, as long as it's able to serve its purpose. So we use naval scouting to save that alligator off from the enemy that's chasing it. So Vikings will be pulled away, will be repositioned, and will move forward again, but my partner is already here to help me defend or fend off this attack. Okay, so Poseidons are a bit exposed to the alligators, so we'll try to get to those Poseidons. More Poseidons can be seen from the green player as well. Wow, this is just intense. Okay, so we'll be pushed back again with only a few alligators left. We'll produce more alligators when we're also reproducing the Leviathan to help defend. So my partner is able to get behind the Viking line and score the hit on those Poseidons, but his eyes were mainly on the shipyards. Okay, so we're not gonna be that successful in destroying those shipyards for now, but that's okay. At least the Vikings are being pulled here and there, and we see a hefty amount of ground units there from the green player. Okay, Vikings are out of position. We'll take out those Poseidons. Good hit. So there's still a lot of Poseidons in the sea, which poses a lot of threat to our naval platforms, so we'll try to focus on those. We're not gonna score that engagement for now, so we pull our units back into the safety of the platforms. So as I'm seeing here, we should move in once we get the wipe on the enemy fleet, but my partner here is eager to engage the enemy since he wants to get the advantage of destroying the enemy shipyards again. But the enemy was already in position to engage, and we would have to have his units be pulled away. So we're starting up that alligator line again. So alligators will be maneuvered to attack those Poseidons while those Vikings are out of position again, trying to find the silver lining on getting those Poseidons wiped off from the face of the map. Okay, so now we're engaging both players in the sea. Another devastation skill here. Boom! Scores a good hit on the enemy navy. Okay, we still see some backups here and there. Our alligators are moving forward. Go alligators, go! So we're gonna get those alligators to kill off that Poseidon. Good. So our Leviathan is also marching forward to help destroy those shipyards. Gets the score on 1, and will be positioned nicely to hit all 3 shipyards and all navy units or naval units that are being produced by the blue player. So without any anti-air, my Viking, or not my Viking, I don't have any, my Leviathan will be uncontested in destroying all those shipyards. Okay, so my partner here backs me up as well to clean off the remainder of the blue player's Vikings, and we will now proceed trashing the blue player's base. We see HQ5. Wow, with all that engagement and production of units, the blue player was still able to get HQ5 here. That's why he was able to gain access to a lot of shipyards. Okay, as we can see, his ground units are moving in with a bunch of fire assaults, some Vikings, or not Vikings again. Why do I keep on saying Vikings? But some Zeus and a few Deltas. Okay, green player here is trying to block us off. Okay, we almost have the blue player entirely killed. So we can see green player is pulling his ground units away. Must be preparing for a ground attack. We see, or there wasn't any deltas here, but instead it was a fortress. So they're gonna take out any buildings that they can. I pull my Leviathan to my base, which was, I think, a pretty bad idea. I should have used it to destroy the blue player, and you'll see later on why. Okay, we'll be able to kill off the ground units. Okay, so we bait barracks to prevent the Zeus from moving forward, and they will instead keep on attacking those barracks that are under construction. So my Leviathan was able to make it in time and score a hit on that dying Zeus. Okay, so we're now focusing on Dragonfly production, and if you can remember, I said earlier that my partner was able to send off some alligators at the very end of the map, and he's now making use of them. Okay, we're trying to deal as much damage as we can here. I was lagging pretty bad at this moment, so I wasn't able to effectively control those dragonflies, and while that's happening, my units here are engaging the green player's navy as well, and I still find it hard to control any of my units due to the lag. Okay, so we gained control of the Leviathan, but the rest of the dragonflies that was covering it was already destroyed. So we're now gonna change our tactics into ground units, since our navy won't be able to reach the enemy's base, and air attacks seems futile due to the number of anti-air that the blue player was able to set up. Okay, so another hot engagement here in the sea. Our partner has switched to barracudas, but there's still a lot of Vikings that still poses a huge threat to his barracudas. So we now regain those, or we were able to reproduce those dragonflies, which should aid our Leviathan in fighting off the green player's naval units. Okay, so we move in with our ground units, grenadiers and some jaguars, to attempt to knock out the blue player completely out from the game. But as we can see, the green player now has Vertex, which will kill off the remainder of my army. Okay, no, it was not able to launch its nuke, Vertex Imba. But at least we were able to get the kill on the HQ. That's a huge thing. But since that was only the first time we were able to destroy blue player's HQ, he should be able to use the gold HQ reserve. Okay, so we continue the attack with a few more jaguars and a few more grenadiers. So we're gonna try to target those defensive buildings first, since they are trying to, or they are destroying the attacking units. Okay, those two bunkers are working their butt off trying to destroy that alligator, and succeeds. And my partner here is trying to reproduce the lost units that were from the early engagement. I rebuild my hero factory. I try to attack the blue player, but the green player assists with the vertex again. Okay, as we can see, green player is now trying to be on defensive in the ground with those Zeus and some infantry, but with the heavily defended fort of my partner, he won't be able to push through. Okay, so partner sends in his infantry to the enemy green player's base to see what he has. Okay, let's see. And another engagement here in the in my partner's naval area. Vertex assisting, Poseidon's firing away. So we send off a few alligators to help our partner out, and we'll be able to successfully defend this. Okay, as we can see, the naval area of the green player is heavily defended as well, and the vertex are working their way off in disposing any threats that my partner was sending. Okay, only one porcupine survived, and here comes Zeus, and the vertex will fly again to finish it off. Okay, so we now have a massive army again, a group of armadillos, some chameleons, some infantry, some coyotes for those fire assaults, and the naval battle still continues on. Okay, we activate our chameleon, we send out one armadillo to bait the fire assaults. Right now we're on the hold position waiting on those containers to be collected, and now that they've been collected, we'll be on the move. Okay, our armadillos are firing off at those fire assaults. Fire assaults are too tough, won't die without a fight, and will give the Zeus some chance to deal damage on our ground units. Okay, so we're trying to move our chameleon to cover the entire army. Okay, we're gonna push forward now with some ground units. My partner is spamming grenadiers, so the enemy player has some fire assaults. And look at how a single fire assault is able to wipe out that grenadier line. Okay, since it's almost the end, I don't care about the loss of that army at all, since we have more activity than the enemy. But with the backup here showing up, if I just had more time, I should have been able to finish off this blue player. But they fought hard, they were good players, and this is the kind of fight that we're looking for. Just too bad that we weren't able to end it. So congratulations on reaching the end of the video. Leave a like and subscribe. Pro-Tah-Zzioh out.